Ghana from Tigon Music under Tigon Media Productions, and I'm introducing to you here a remarkable, amazing and fantastic gospel rap music artist. Could you introduce yourself, please?
Yeah, my name is Teelow, T-W-E-R-O-W, from a group called JC For Me. And we just performed our first show on the Witness Between Us tour in Liverpool. Had a pretty good time, and now we're here.
Wow, yeah. That's great. Teelow, if I may ask you, what brought you into gospel music?
I grew up in a Christian family. My dad spent a lot of time doing stuff in the gospel industry, so I grew up seeing a lot of it happening. And when I got to my mid to late teens, and I started taking my faith really seriously, I saw a lot of peers were starting to struggle in their faith, and I didn't feel there was any art that could really help them process the really deep things they were going through. It was either all very surface, or it wasn't deep enough in terms of like actually discussing the struggles or doing just on the surface stuff. So I wanted to start to make art that would actually navigate things over an extended period of time, over a number of tracks or whatever it was, that could help my peers navigate that. And then it started to grow from beyond that. Just my peers, just people in general, Christians, non-Christians. If we believe in God, and God that can be there for everyone, how do we start to navigate that in all walks of life? So that's what I think.
You see, because gospel music has got a special place in my soul and in my spirit. And I'm always very excited and very happy when I see fantastic rapper and artists like you going more radical with gospel music and showing them that, yeah, we can do it in a radical way to praise God Almighty all the time.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So tell me, how do you arrive at your lyrics and your musical arrangements when you're doing your production? What inspires you during your production and your lyrics and music writing?
Well, I'm a huge A Tribe Called Quest fan. I love jazz, Chet Baker and Miles Davis and these guys, Bill Evans, and then you have your soul guys that, you know, it's all descended from. So there's a musical landscape there that already is so much about feeling and emotion. And then the hip hop guys that I studied growing up, the intricacy in lyrics and storytelling was paramount. And then just loving films and stuff, like storytelling becomes so important. So when I would sit down to write and produce, it's got to make you feel something, and it's got to convey a message on multiple levels. So you can get something on the first takeaway, but there's something in it that keeps you coming back, and as you keep coming back, there's more layers to it. So it's kind of just a product of all this stuff. And then there was people like Dwayne Triumph growing up, like that was just like amazing, and he was doing it, and Jahal, and he was still doing it.
Do you find it to make lyrics easily out of Bible and convert it into music and transform it into musical stuff?
Yeah, because
bring the musicality out of the Bible?
Yeah, because it's
because I could hear you talking about some Genesis and some verses in the Bible, and my hair was going like that, and I'm like, say it, brother, say it loud.
Yeah. Well, you're a product of whatever you take in, right? And so outside of the music, it's been by far and away the best thing for my life, Jesus, and following Jesus, and just burying my head in the Bible and saturating my mind completely in the gospel. So then when I speak, that's just what comes out. That's the way I've been trained to see the world. And so I'm looking at stuff and going, this parallels this thing, or this is like this and that, and you kind of make those connections. But then when you pair that with art and media, so how do you, like, you start seeing parallels between like Jonah and like Anakin from Star Wars, and like, you know, like all these different things you start to make parallels of. And then when you're writing, you're trying to hit on all those levels, because then I can communicate a story in just a sentence. Instead of having to say, I did this, I can just reference this thing, and that inserts the entire story just in that point. And then you can start to have different things with the performance now. It's like having the Joseph coat to start, and what does that communicate? And the blazer, what does that communicate? This show, what does that communicate? So it's trying to use every single method possibly artistically to convey the message beyond just what I'm saying, and making sure that what I'm saying is as on point as it can be.
To be brutally honest with you, like sincerely honest.
Yes.
When I see young men like you, a rapper, I'm from ethnic minority group, singing gospel rap, because as you know, rap music developed from the street of America.
Yes.
I'm not here to criticize anybody's form of music,
Yeah.
but you see, when I was growing up with rap music, it got to a stage I said to myself, what is going on here?
Yeah.
The F word, the
Yes.
B word, the alcohol, the
Yeah.
drugs, and the chains, and the
Everything.
cars. And I'm not criticizing any kind of person's music, but to see the same generation bringing out a beautiful fruit like you, bringing out, no, I'm serious. I got to hit this hard, because I say to myself, we got black brothers that are brilliant, intelligent, blessed, that can make a better music out of rap music than a music that when you play this kind of music, they have to take the kids into the bedroom. You know what I'm saying? Because of the F words and the N words and the B words. What advice do you have for artists like that? I'm not mentioning any artist name. You know what I'm talking about, and I know what I'm talking about. You know, and I know. So, what advice would you have for that kind of artist compared to the clean stuff you're putting on the table right now? Because you are giving you're giving the rap music a beautiful face now. You're cleaning it up. It's like you're cleaning it up.
That's. I maybe wouldn't go that far. I appreciate that. I maybe wouldn't say that I'm cleaning it up.
We gotta hit it hard, brother.
But I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I think for me, I've never looked at gospel music, its potential as lesser than. Right? So you look at any of the top artists, 90% of them started in the church. Right? It's never like speaking about Jesus has never been a compromise. Like that's not something that is a turn off, because if you do it with real artistic integrity, it can be as compelling as everything. Like you just said, there's all of this stuff in hip hop that is it's a lifestyle completely contrary to mine, right? Completely contrary to most people that listen to it. But people listen to it. So the difference in lifestyle is not the problem. So I approach it like I can talk about this stuff, and if I do it well, people are going to want to listen to it. So what I would say to anyone that's trying to do it right now is like, first of all, in your life, you've got to sort this stuff out. You can't fake it. You can't fake the front like, oh, I love Jesus and I'm going to do it in a rap or whatever. Or you can't fake like you don't love Jesus. Whatever it is that you genuinely are, you have to be that when you come to record. And then, for people that are making the kind of music that is detrimental to whatever, it's what do you want to leave behind you? What's the legacy that you want to have? Because you can't be effing and jeffing and be this and ho that and all this kind of stuff. And 40, 50, you start having daughters and stuff. How does that look? How does that affect? And there's nuances there, obviously, but ultimately you got to try and make decisions that are going to have long-lasting life beyond just that moment that you had. And I think as a Christian, that's which we're living in the view of eternity. I want my stuff to have impact, that when I go before God, He says, well done, good and faithful servant. That's the scope in which I do it. That's the scope in which I make decisions. So I'm not ever going to try and make a decision to be cool primarily, or to be liked primarily. It's first and foremost about when I come before the throne, what's He going to say? Does that answer the question?
Have you heard about BASK, which is Basel Athletic Sports Kits? Basel stands for Buy and Save Life. If you are buying our hoodies, caps, jogger pants or sweatshirts, you are making a positive difference, as part of our profit goes towards the development of humanity and local communities. Basel Athletic Sports Kits is the sportwear with a caring heart.
Yeah, that sounds beautiful. You see, there's some producers out there and some record labels out there. When you mention God in a track, they tell you, they tell you it's going to be difficult to market, it's going to be difficult to sell, and this and that. But I don't think they did a very good research before they say stuff like that. Because
look at Stormzy, look at Justin Bieber, look at Kanye, look at we had however many Christian rappers tiptoeing around Jesus' name, and then Kanye comes and does an album called Jesus King, and it's the number one. So that's not the problem. that isn't the problem.
Say it out, brother.
The
Say it loud.
problem is the art isn't compelling enough. It's not good enough, and we're like scared. You know, we already talk ourselves out. Oh, I can't say Jesus. If I say Jesus, they're not going to like this. If you go into creating with that mindset, it's going to come out like half-assed anyway. You know, so
even I used to tell people, you don't have to, even if you don't want to, but it's just what you are.
Yes,
it
yes,
comes out
exactly.
naturally, isn't it? And but because I've listened to a lot of hit songs that went to top of the chart.
Yeah.
And they're gospel music.
Yes.
And people, they were not even aware that this is gospel music.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you listen to Emily Sunday, I don't know if you know
Yes.
Emily Sunday,
Yes.
Next to Me.
Yeah.
Do you know
It's a gospel song.
Yeah, it's a gospel
Yeah.
song.
Yeah.
But a lot of people never realize because they never said God or Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I was telling another gospel musician I was talking to before I come over here that if you listen to Lean on Me very well, a lot
Wow,
of,
that's a good shout.
it's mixing,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But a lot of people talk, maybe this guy is talking about a girlfriend or a lover, but he never mentioned God. But
Yeah.
if you hear that, if you lean on me, what if somebody cannot do? Who's this guy
Yeah.
talking about?
Yeah.
It puts a big question mark
Yes,
on that
yeah.
as well. And then this lady's this lady as well, Mary, the Sunshine
Oh, yes.
Mafia.
Yeah.
You know that was a gospel song as well.
Yes.
We went to the top of the
Well,
shrine.
Mary are legit. Like they've been at gospel for years and years.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that particular track went radical.
Yes.
And then another
It's still there.
Kirk Franklin stomp
Yes.
on it. Stomp.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, when I see guys like you, musicians like you,
I
creators like
I
you,
wouldn't put myself in that.
you know what I'm saying? No. Never say never. You know,
Yeah,
millions have done this stuff with a step. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Yeah.
So what I like to what advice would you have for emerging artists out there of any type of genre that are trying to come up in the music industry? Now, what advice would you have for them? The next generation musicians coming up right now.
I think you said it already. It's got to be whoever you are. You have to be that and represent that. Don't try and pretend to be something, or don't pretend to have an answer that you don't have, or what do you know to be true and where are you? And I think don't be afraid of that. The question mark in the music, you know, it's something that I've learned and I'm still learning. It's like you making music that's like a snapshot of the time, and being so concerned with it being right and it being like perfect paralyzes everything. And so what are you? Who are you? And make that. And that's the biggest challenge, because if you're not trying to honor God in your life, then that's what's going to come out. But if there's a genuine, you are trying to honor God and I keep falling short, that will come out. But that's all of us, you know. So there's an immediate way that I can relate. If someone says that on a song, and then you go, wow, they really said that. Wow, that's like, I can't believe that they said that, like they suck at this. Whoa, because that's how I feel. And that's where it can start to happen. But that fear of like being yourself in the art has to go. And it's got to be, and you have to respect the art. Like it's a gift that God has given us to be used the right way. You can't just come in and I'm gonna say my 8 bars and be cute and like get everyone to jump, and then no. If there's not purpose behind you doing it, then just don't friggin' do it. It's like not.
You're right.
You know.
And one other thing I really appreciate about your setup is that I like the way you're making your music to marry media. Because I could see you have your own very small media team here, which is recording this recording right now. And not all emerging artists or all artists have a sort of outfit to back their productions up like that. They always get out of it to go and look for it. Whereas it's supposed to be in within it. And that's why we're coming up with a project very soon by a company called Wentorum. Wentorum, they design and develop kits that will make your own production, your own promotion, and your own distribution to be at your own fingertips. It's just like marketing yourself. it's like a vlogging kit. You know, like when you're coming for this now, you can bring it and you can bring all the cameras as well. You know, and that one is so portable. But I will introduce you to you. It's called Wentorum. If you go online, but during our communication, I will definitely send it to you. Because one thing I want, when I think of gospel music, I always say to myself, if gospel artists, all of them, most of them, can be trained to use this kind of blocking equipment and to do what you're doing with your music and media now. Because media and music is like, oh my God, they are hand in hand. It's like bread and butter. You know what I'm saying? You can beat it like bread and butter. So, and it's how, what would you advise people concerning this? Because when I see this with you, I want you to share
the first thing,
your knowledge about it.
I'm not good at it. So it's, it's not like a...
Not that you're not good at it, but that idea to bring it together.
Well, it's just understanding where things are. You can't fight the flow of things. You know, it's essential to have a media presence because it's about storytelling. It's not just the art that you put out, but how do you tell the story of the art that you're putting out. So learning to document that, and it doesn't have to be video, although video is one of the most helpful ways. If it's a blog or a mailing list or whatever, a way of documenting what you're doing and telling the story of what you're doing, that's what allows people to come in to what you're doing, and it gives people access to the story you're trying to tell. So, it's imperative.
Hey guys, quick one. Would you like to shoot more YouTube or TikTok content? Now, my name is Wendy and we shooted all these videos of Wentorum Vlogging Kit. If you want your YouTube or TikTok studio in the back, check the link down below and see what you can do to grow your following. Now back to our main guest.
It's very important.
Yeah, it's really. So thank you for giving us your time and for going through the interview with us. We are Tigon Media Production in conjunction with Wentorum, and we hope to look forward to invite you to the festival of Liverpool, which is called the Liverpool Liverpool Gospel Music Festival coming up in September 1st to 3rd.
Yes.
I will definitely discuss with the team, and we'd like to have a rapper like you to go more radical with the gospel music. Thank you so much. Nice meeting you. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Shout out your page.
Huh?
Shout out your
shout out to Premier Cakes. Follow me at Teelow JC. TEELOW JC. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Right.
Okay, alright.